Hi, welcome to the Bitchy Baker, baking for real life and real people and real messes. Today we're gonna make peanut butter cookies. One of our kids is allergic, so he is asked out, but the rest of them are going to enjoy these cookies later. So, ingredients and prep will be below, but I'm going to tell you everything I'm putting in here anyway. Apparently it's a problem. We're gonna start with butter and peanut butter. It's a 3/4 a cup of butter, which is a stick and a half, room temperature, like 2 hours you would need to let it sit out. But if you're like me and forgot to take it out, you can put it in the microwave for 20 seconds and that will make it room temperature butter. Yeah.
Pro tip.
Pro tip from a forgetful mom. Stick and a half of butter, unsalted, sorry if I didn't say that before, unsalted butter, and then 3/4 cup of peanut butter. Smooth peanut butter, any brand works. Let's get this out of here. So gross.
Stop saying that.
I can't help it, it's all sticky. I know.
You cannot say your stuff is gross.
It's not, like the cookies aren't gross, the ingredients are wet and gross. I can't help it. All right, well, because like I feel like I need to use my fingers and I don't want to. It's icky. See, is that better? Icky?
Sure.
Perfect. 3/4 cup of peanut butter, 3/4 cup of unsalted room temperature butter. You are going to want to blend it until smooth, which I don't know how long that's gonna take, we'll see. I'm just saying. All right, so like less than a minute to get it all smooth together. Now it just looks like delicious peanut butter and butter you'd put on your toast. Okay. Next, you're gonna wanna add the sugars. So it's a cup of regular old white granulated sugar and 1 cup of packed brown sugar. Light or dark, whatever you got in your cabinet works. Gonna add those. Because you don't want, like this sugar's heavy. This sugar, like if I fluff it, it sits. So it's got a lot of air in the middle of it. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so it's not in a right measurement. So you just throw it all in. This one is gonna be like a clump. It's like so satisfying. See? It is. It's so satisfying when it looks like that in there. Okay, now this, we are going to beat it for 2 to 3 minutes until it's light and fluffy in there. So we'll not bore you with 3 minutes of mixing.
So we're gonna beat it?
Yes, we're gonna just beat it.
Just beat it?
Oh, lock that. Let's not get that in my face.
You lock it up.
I'm gonna have to touch all of this at some point soon, so I'm trying not to like get it everywhere this early in the game. Okay. Okay, we're gonna let that all mix up. Before we started, I turned the oven on to 350. 350, just making sure, 350. And then I also have just 2 baking sheets. You could use 3 and just get it all out of the way at once. But 2 baking sheets lined with parchment paper for easy cleanup, and cookies don't stick that way. Looks so pretty in there. All right, we're gonna let this mix up for another couple minutes and we'll be right back. Okay, it's been 3 minutes and everything looks delicious, light and fluffy. About halfway through the 3 minutes, I did have to take the spatula and I didn't have to, but I did like scrape it all down and I already got it on me. All right, so we're gonna add 2 eggs now and a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we're going to mix it up just until it's combined. So you don't need to get all extra with this mix.
You are extra.
I mean, it's true. Just making sure no shells jumped in there.
Hey, shells are flavor.
No, that's one I can't agree with. Ugh. Okay.
Adds calcium.
It's roughage. Roughage. Okay, I'm gonna mix this. Combine it. I'm sorry, not mix it. Combine it. All right. Help if I would unlock that. Okay, the next things we're gonna add, which is the last 3 ingredients. It's a teaspoon of, a teaspoon of baking soda, which I'm just gonna toss that in there. A half a teaspoon of salt. Just gonna throw that in there too. And this this mess. So it's 3 cups of flour. You don't want the flour like packed in there. You want it kind of fluffy because you don't want super dense cookies. So I was just trying to make sure it's fluffy in 3 cups. So we're gonna start adding this in. I'm gonna do it a cup at a time just because I don't want it to go everywhere, but honestly, you could probably throw all 3 cups of it at once. At least my white shirt won't show the flour everywhere.
The black polka dotted apron.
Nah, well, we'll see in a minute. We're gonna start slow.
Yep. Thumbs up top.
It always does.
There
Always.
was only some plastic thing that I bought for that you put on there.
You don't buy it, it comes with it.
Oh, well, I bought
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, it comes with like a cover. Then you gotta wash it.
You gotta watch it.
No, you gotta wash it. That's what I said. Then you gotta wash it. Listen, I'm trying to save you dishes. You're welcome.
You're like a heart of gold.
I know. Ew. Okay.
First time.
Listen, Judgy McJudge over there. Is that your Irish name? Okay, I'm just gonna throw the rest of it in, but it definitely looks like peanut butter cookie dough now.
Perfect.
Yeah, it is perfect. Okay, you don't want to like over mix this. You want to just do it until it's combined. That way you don't get like icky cookies. It's a professional term. Icky cookies. But it's getting thick, and so the mixer is even like, please be done. Can you hear it? All right. Okay. Now we are going to want to make, I'm going to take this bowl off, maybe. I'm going to take my ring off because I know. And I'm going to roll my sleeves up because I have to touch this. And, oh, it's collapsing. You want to roll this into 1-inch balls. I know. That we should have made this a drinking game where however many times I say balls, you have to take a shot. I like it too. You want to roll it into 1-inch balls and put them about 2 inches apart on the baking sheet. And then you're going to use the fork, which gives the peanut butter cookies their standard peanut butter crisscross. Also,
So the fork,
professional.
not the force, right?
I mean, if I could use the force, I would, for sure. But it's definitely a fork. All right, there's the bowl. Here's this. I'm gonna have to touch it.
You want gloves?
No. Maybe. No, I'm gonna just touch it. I'm gonna touch it. So I'm just gonna take a spoonful. Okay, it's not like sticky. It actually is a pretty decent consistency. We're just gonna fill up these cookie sheets with the balls.
Balls.
Exactly. It doesn't count when you say it. It doesn't count.
Why are you putting them so far apart?
Well, because sometimes I get a little crazy with how much dough I put in there. Like I say 1 inch and then all of a sudden see, this is what happens. Okay, we're gonna try to keep these consistent size, which is hard for me because sometimes my balls get bigger. I know.
Are you playing with your balls again?
They're
What kind of balls are those?
They're peanut butter ones, not the sweaty ones.
Not shorty balls.
No, it's not Christmas time. Can't do that.
Fair point.
So we're gonna fill up the cookie sheet with these. We're going to put them in the oven at 350 and they take about 8 to 10 minutes to cook. You don't want them to brown. You want them to just look done and be a little glossy, if that makes sense. You don't want them overcooked. I am going to finish putting everything on this cookie sheet. I have a plate of flour sitting over here, which I need maybe in a minute. If your fork gets stuck in said cookies, you can dip it in the flour and it helps it not get stuck. All right, here are my balls. My 1-inch balls. Okay, so this is what you do. You wanna just flatten them a bit. See, look it's getting stuck a little bit. You want to do the crissy-crossy both ways. And voila.
Crissy is a baking term?
Yes. And this is the standard pattern for all peanut butter cookies. I don't know who invented it, but they're genius because we all have the cookie tool in our cabinet. It's a fork. All right. I'm gonna do this to the whole sheet. We're gonna pop them in the oven and we'll be right back. All right, all of our cookies are crissy-crossy patterns on the parchment paper. We're gonna go ahead and stick them in the oven and we'll be back in 8 to 10 minutes for perfectly cooked peanut butter cookies. All right, it's been 9 minutes and we need to take them out because if we wait too much longer, there'll be hockey pucks. No. And I put another sheet of them in. I'm gonna move that to the top for now. So these are perfect, if I don't say so myself. I'm going to take them off here and put them on the cookie sheet to let them cool. And then we'll be back to try them because I'm not gonna burn my face off. At least not for a peanut butter cookie, maybe like a chocolate chip one. We're done.
Woo!
It made a lot of cookies. Like
Yeah.
the recipe said 32, but this is over 40 cookies, right? I didn't count them.
Just give me a gallon of milk. Baby.
And 1 or 2 may have fallen into someone's mouth already.
Damn kids.
Wasn't me. Exactly. This is what they're supposed to look like. They are not like crunchy. They're nice and like tiny bit brown. I don't even want to say golden brown. They're just barely browned on the bottom. But this is what they look like when they're done.
And that's the crissy-crossy?
And this is the crissy-crossy on top. Yeah, the special. They're really pretty. Like, look at the inside. I don't know if that was working out, but they're done.
They're done.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm out. Cookie drop.
I don't want to drop it. It's really good. You should definitely make these cookies. And these are probably the easiest ones that I've done. These are even easier than chocolate chip. There are easier peanut butter cookie recipes that have, you know, like the 1-1-1 where you just use a couple of ingredients. They're really rich. Like they're very peanut buttery. And they don't hold up well. They get really crunchy if you like leave them on the counter for a little bit. Where these will stay soft for a couple of days. You can put them in an airtight container and let the kids eat them a couple of days later. No big deal. So, if you like what we're doing here, like and subscribe.
Dude, you get this
I know.
game down.
I got it this time. Like and subscribe, and I know I keep mentioning the other chocolate chip cookies I made. So if you want to make those, they'll be up here. Okay,
Yeah,
right there.
I can work with that.
All right. Okay, good. But come back again, and we'll make some more good stuff in this kitchen, and I will see you next Tuesday.